This is Arcania Gothic 4, and it's called that because it's the fourth game in the Gothic series. What we were aiming for in this game is to make sure that that Arcania was more accessible than the previous Gothic games, which were pretty hardcore and popular in Europe, but not so popular in North America. Some of the ways that we've done that are we've added a mini-map and quest markers, which granted we didn't invent, but we realized that those are some of the things that a modern RPG needs to have. Some of the other things we've done is we've made sure that we've added a very intuitive combat system. We're using a 3-button combat system. So one for melee, one for ranged, and one for magic. However, as you go through it, we've got a pretty robust skill set, and if you take a look, each of the different shields on our skill tree represent a different skill. So although I've only got one button for melee, as I go along, I'm going to get more and more abilities with it. A good example is if I press X once, I get sort of a regular swing. But if I level it up, I'll eventually get a glow on my weapon, my sword or my axe or whatever, and I'll be able to go ahead and pull off a combo if I click the button or I press the button at the right time. So one of the things that we try to do is make sure that Gothic is a very immersive world. So this is the island of Feshyr, and here we are at the local blacksmith. You can see the blacksmith's actually working away there. At the same time, you can see that we've actually populated the world realistically. So we've got a cart here with a busted wheel, and you can actually see there's the busted wheel over there. Again, the idea is that we want to make sure that the world is as immersive as possible. So one of the things we've done, another thing we've done is this game is actually a free-roaming open world, which means anywhere you can see, you can go. Of course, you've got to make sure that you open it up via quest first. Speaking of quests,
what is it you're doing behind my back?
So what we've got here is the first set of quests on the tutorial island.
Learn something.
I'm going to go ahead and skip the dialogue. And the quest path that we start off with is, I desperately want to marry my girlfriend, and I felt that I need to talk to her father first. I'm going to walk over here, and she's going to yell at me a little bit because I forgot to mention that to her.
Test me.
There you go. So her father has told me, okay, well, you have to go off and you have to, you've got to do 3 quests because it's a family tradition. One of the things that separates Gothic from other RPGs is that the lead hero is always a smarmy guy. He's a little bit sarcastic. So when the father says, hey, you've got to go off and you've got to do...
Sorry, Shepard.
And you've got to...
you cross the bread.
You've got to go off and you've got to do 3 tests so that I let you marry my daughter. You say, of course, 3 tests. It's a family tradition. Because just like you don't believe it, neither does the character. Okay. So what we've tried to do is, even though it's an open world, we wanted to make sure that if it's going to be open, you're going to want to go places. So if you look around, you're always going to see really beautiful vistas, interesting places to go, including shorelines and mountains, all kinds of caves, and so on and so forth. And I'll show you that in a second. As far as collecting goes and leveling goes, the game is about 35 hours if you're just doing sort of a regular playthrough. If you wanted to collect everything in the giant world, you could certainly go a lot longer. If you're a completionist or you just want all of the achievements or trophies. And as far as collecting goes and leveling goes, there's about 100 plus weapons, axes and swords and giant battle axes and bows and crossbows. We've got a pretty robust magic system. So you've got 3 main spells. But as you go, they're going to level. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and kill these mole rats. Something that makes Gothic very special is that when you kill something, you actually get what you expect to. So when I kill these mole rats, I'm getting some fat and some meat, and I'm not going to find a suit of armor or 50 gold on them. I'm going to be able to use my cooking ability later on, assuming I find a recipe, so I can cook the mole rat meat up, and I'll be able to make some food that'll either heal me or buff me or something along those lines.